there's multiple systems out there that can track time, where employees can log into their computer and begin working, and this tool then tracks the time for a particular employee's remuneration, because that tracker then integrates into a payroll system. There's also risk when it comes to multi-locations and remote work as well, because of those multi-locations. And it's important to make certain that people are actually working and they're being remunerated based on the work that they're doing. So going across, various countries, the tax is going to change from one country to the other, and making sure that, you don't put your business at risk. Again, as I mentioned earlier, you could outsource your payroll and mitigate that risk. You could look at other avenues as well, in terms of finding labor companies within those areas as well, those EORs that are able to do that. And it's important to partner with local experts as well, to make certain that you adhere to the compliance within that particular region. There are companies that obviously go a different route, where they want to keep everything internal. So it's important to have solutions that are able to cater to that. So various countries, so that it gives you the outputs, the legislation, the reporting that is required for that particular country within that particular application as well. And with SAJA 300 people that we use, it caters to almost every country within the Africa and Middle East region, and it has the capability where we can actually configure the legislation within there as well to de-risk an organization when it comes to compliance.
Excellent. Thanks, Ancel. All right, just 2 more questions for today. Let's talk about keeping payroll steady through team changes. All right, so what happens when a payroll lead leaves, and how does outsourcing provide a more stable alternative to patching the gaps internally? Obviously, you can talk about the risks of the internal knowledge lost and how outsourcing protects processes, and why consistency beats reactive fixes.
So when a payroll lead leaves an organization, there's always a jumpy feeling within the organization, because that person was responsible for the happiness of the whole organization, making sure that people are paid on time. And getting someone to be replaced isn't always easy, because the person you're replacing, there is risk, because they may not know the processes that the organization currently has in place. So there is some risk with regard to that. And a lot of companies then tend to think about potentially outsourcing. And again, with outsourcing, you will generally have a highly skilled resource on that end, and do your homework. Make certain that that company does have highly skilled resources, and they're not just doing payroll outsourcing because it's a term used, and we need to seize the moment. So it is very, very important to make certain that they have highly skilled resource that can understand what your processes are, and also maybe see how they can improve upon the processes that you currently have. And in doing so, they bring stability to the payroll side, and that there's a seamless move from the situation you find yourself in, where somebody leaves, a payroll lead leaves the organization, to where things come into place thereafter. So it is important to do those kind of investigations, although a lot of companies do look at ways to incentivize people for staying, because they play quite a crucial role to the smooth running of the organization. But it is also important to have a look at where your key man dependencies are within your organization. And if somebody is a key man, you need to know that that is a risk, and make certain that you are able to find a way, whether it's through outsourcing or whether it is having someone in a different department. Let's say finance works closely with payroll, or HR works closely with payroll, that someone in HR is able to step into that place, whether it be temporarily or permanently. But you make sure that your organization is far less at risk should someone key to that company leave the organization.